Alright, so this is going to be a very quick tutorial on how to get your controller mapping sent to the developers so that they can add your unique radio to the flow state sim so that other people with your radio also can use it. So go ahead and download AntiMicro, a link will be in the description, and go ahead and open it and then click controller mapping. And the main thing that we're going to want here, ideally you'll have like 4-ish aux switches and your 2 sticks set up. Everything else can be remapped to make it work, but the sim won't really require any more than that. So we're going to use primarily these back trigger buttons and the 2 bumpers. The triggers we're going to prefer to use for 3-position switches or pots, and the bumpers we're going to use for any 2-position buttons or switches. So for this particular radio, we're going to set it up rather simplistically. So we're going to go, let's start with the sticks. So we're going to do the left stick, and we're just going to slowly move it to the left until we see this guy change. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to move it up until we see it change. There we go. You have to do it kind of slow because otherwise it thinks you're assigning it to multiple things. So now we're going to move the right stick to the right until it detects it. There it goes, and then we're going to move it up. There it goes. Now for the trigger, we have 3 position switches on the back of this radio, so we're going to flip that through all 3 of its positions so that it detects it, and then we're going to do the same for the right. And now it wants to do this D-pad, and we're not going to worry about that. So we've got enough here to where we can use the radio in the sim, and the big thing that the developers are really going to need are the platform that you're using. So in this case it's Windows. And we're also going to need basically what piece of hardware Windows is recognizing this as, which is this first part. And then the rest of this, it's not super important that it's all mapped correctly. Like if the left stick is mapped to the right stick or something like that, that's okay, because that can be reconfigured in the sim. The big thing is that we have all of the switches that people will typically want to use, or at least a couple of channels that that radio will present to the computer. So in this case, A3, A1, A0, etc. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to copy this whole thing, and you can do that by right-clicking and clicking copy, and then send that in your ticket to the GitHub repository or message it to me on Facebook, whichever is easiest for you. And then we'll try to get that added to the sim so that other people with your radio can also use it. So that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping us out with developing this. Yeah, and we'll see you later.